So you're going to pull the lock,
Yeah.
and then you're going to go look at the pneumatic one on this side.
Yeah.
And I'm going to thrust forward a little bit. And you just see how it does.
I'll film it basically.
Yeah, and just see if I'm going to see if I can come out, basically.
And if you can come out, then what?
Then I got to get back in. Then you got to go. If I come out, you're going to have to tell the surface, hey, release the lock so we can get back in.
That was Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate, detailing potential problems on one of the Titan's last dives, an unreleased video that's never been seen before. This was a man who knew the risks, yet chose to push the boundaries of deep-sea exploration, taking paying customers thousands of meters beneath the surface. But what if the very people responsible for this experimental journey were missing when it came time to explain why it all went so tragically wrong? After 4 days of testimony, 10 witnesses and dozens of exhibits, the US Coast Guard's Marine Board of Investigation has unveiled a wealth of information about the ill-fated Titan submersible's design, operation, and the circumstances leading up to its catastrophic implosion in June 2023. Despite these revelations, critical questions remain unanswered. Why did the submersible suddenly fail during its voyage to the Titanic, and who bears responsibility for the deaths of its 5 occupants? As we enter the second and final week of hearings, here's a comprehensive look at what we've learned so far, including new details from recent testimonies and the key issues that remain. As a special thank you to our viewers, we're excited to announce a free giveaway of an exclusive 3D printed model of the OceanGate submersible. This detailed model is designed to float and dive in your pool, bringing a piece of deep-sea exploration right to your home. Don't miss your chance to win. Participate through the link in the description or secure your own model by purchasing it on our website. I've received some feedback about the OceanGate model I'm selling, and I want to clarify my intentions. I deeply respect the lives lost in this tragedy, and this model is not meant to make light of the event. Instead, it serves as a reminder that safety must always come first in any endeavor. By keeping this model, I hope we can remember the importance of learning from the past to prevent future disasters. OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, who perished while piloting the Titan, has been a central figure in the hearings, with witnesses offering contrasting views of his leadership and approach to safety. On one hand, former employees have criticized Rush's decision-making and alleged disregard for safety concerns. David Lockridge, OceanGate's former director of marine operations, testified that Rush was very impatient and made critical decisions driven by cost-cutting and a desire to reach the Titanic quickly to start making profits. Lockridge alleged that Rush had no experience building submersibles and that the engineering team lacked sufficient expertise. He recounted an incident where Rush allegedly made piloting errors during a dive to the wreck of the Andrea Doria, panicked, and threw a controller at Lockridge's head. He would blame everything on everyone else, Lockridge stated. It was bullying. Lockridge also raised concerns about the Titan's construction, describing the submersible as an abomination with a carbon fiber hull that was disgusting due to imperfections and poor workmanship. He claimed that critical components were assembled using parts from a home improvement store at Rush's direction. After being fired for raising multiple safety concerns, Lockridge filed a whistleblower complaint with the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. He testified that Rush retaliated by suing him and his wife for breach of contract and fraud. Similarly, Antonella Wilby, a contractor who worked as a field roboticist for OceanGate, testified that when she raised safety concerns after a passenger reported hearing a bang as loud as an explosion during a 2022 dive, she was told by Rush that she didn't have an explorer mindset. She recounted that Rush said, "We're cowboys and we're innovators," and felt her concerns were dismissed. On the other hand, some witnesses defended Rush's character and approach. Renata Rojas, a mission specialist who participated in several OceanGate expeditions, described Rush as very fair and a visionary passionate about exploration. She acknowledged the experimental nature of the Titan and accepted the inherent risks involved. Exploration requires risks, Rojas said, comparing the endeavor to the Apollo moon missions. She expressed hope that innovation would continue to make the oceans accessible to people pursuing their dreams. Fred Hagen, another paying passenger who made several dives on the Titan, praised Rush as a brilliant man who fostered a culture of safety within a high-risk environment. While recounting various incidents during his dives, including equipment malfunctions and moments when the sub became caught in the wreckage, Hagen maintained that the experience was about embracing the adrenaline rush of exploration. "It wasn't supposed to be safe," he told the panel. It was supposed to be a thrilling adventure. Significant concerns have been raised about the Titan's design and construction, particularly its use of a carbon fiber hull, an unconventional choice for deep-sea submersibles, which typically use materials like titanium due to their proven reliability under extreme pressure. Dave Dyer, an engineer from the University of Washington's Applied Physics Lab, testified about the early development of the Titan. In 2013, OceanGate contracted the lab to assist in developing a sub made of carbon fiber. Initially, Dyer believed the design had potential. However, when a smaller model failed during pressure testing, the lab recommended changes, including replacing the carbon fiber end domes with titanium ones. Disagreements over engineering and testing approaches led the university to cease working with OceanGate in 2017. Former OceanGate engineer Tony Nissen defended his initial design for the Titan, but acknowledged that the company proceeded to build a full-scale hull despite the scale model failing under high pressure. He testified that Rush made critical decisions based on speed and cost, often changing his mind daily. Nissen said he was eventually fired over his insistence on scrapping the Titan's first carbon fiber hull on safety grounds. Patrick Leahy, co-founder and CEO of Triton Submarines, a leading manufacturer of deep-sea crafts, criticized OceanGate's decision to operate without independent certification. He emphasized the importance of certification for safety, stating, "Certification matters because it's about building something that's robust, durable, reliable." Leahy described the Titan as an amateurish contraption and argued that there was absolutely no reason they couldn't have got it certified. He stressed that experimental vessels should not carry passengers to the deep sea without proper safeguards. Testimonies have revealed a pattern of technical issues and safety incidents during OceanGate's expeditions to the Titanic wreck. In 2021, the Titan's first missions faced multiple problems, including the forward titanium dome falling off after a dive, and concerning readings from the acoustic monitoring system. A Coast Guard evidence slide showed 70 equipment issues requiring correction from that season. In 2022, despite some improvements, there were still 48 recorded issues, including dead batteries that extended a mission from 7 to 27 hours and damage to the sub during recovery. Fred Hagen recounted incidents where the sub was incorrectly weighted, causing it to spiral thousands of meters to the sea floor, and where thruster failures left the sub spinning in circles. He also described how the Titan briefly became caught in the Titanic's wreckage and spoke about a loud bang heard during another ascent. Antonella Wilby testified about a 2022 dive that ended with a loud bang and cracking noise upon surfacing. Concerned, she considered alerting OceanGate's board of directors, but was warned by a colleague that she risked being sued if she did so. Anyone should feel free to speak up about safety without fear of retribution, and that is not at all what I saw, Wilby said, describing the company's approach as safety theatre. On the Titan's penultimate dive in 2023, contractor Tim Catterson admitted to failing to carry out a safety check, resulting in the sub listing at a 45-degree angle for an hour, causing discomfort to those on board. The safety of the Titan's carbon fiber hull has been a contentious topic. Some witnesses suggested that carbon fiber could be suitable for deep-sea submersibles if properly designed and tested. Dave Dyer noted that with adequate modeling and monitoring systems, the material could be viable. Nissen was adamant that computer modeling and the acoustic monitoring warning system meant the hull could be used indefinitely. However, others were skeptical. David Lockridge, Patrick Leahy, and former HR director Bonnie Carl expressed serious concerns about the hull's integrity and the lack of rigorous testing. They pointed out that the hull was not certified by any independent third-party agency, which is standard practice in the industry to ensure safety. Lockridge described the hull as having numerous imperfections, including voids and glue runs, calling it porous paper and disgusting. Questions have arisen about the role of regulatory bodies in overseeing OceanGate's operations. Investigators noted that the Titan should have been inspected by the US Coast Guard before carrying paying passengers. Despite OceanGate apparently contacting the Coast Guard to provide notice of its underwater operations, none of those questioned could explain why such inspections did not occur. David Lockridge testified that OSHA had informed him in 2018 that his safety complaints had been communicated to the Coast Guard. The lack of regulatory intervention has raised concerns about oversight and accountability. Notably, some key individuals have not been called to testify, including US Coast Guard Rear Admiral John Lockwood, who joined OceanGate's board in 2013 and other OceanGate employees such as Wendy Rush, Scott Griffith, and Neil McCurdy. Witnesses indicated that these individuals played significant roles in making crucial business, regulatory, and operational decisions throughout OceanGate's history, and on the day of the accident, the Coast Guard has not provided a reason for their absence other than to deny that it is because those witnesses would have asserted their Fifth Amendment rights to refuse to answer questions, and that makes the hearing itself completely useless. Even the people who was in the sub for 27 hours? I remember it being mentioned in a documentary, but not sure if anyone from the dive actually spoke about it in person. They may have signed a waiver, meaning they couldn't talk about it directly, though surely someone will once the hearing is over. Wendy Rush itself was OceanGate's number 2, and she didn't reveal a single word since the OceanGate disaster. According to OceanGate website, Rush's wife, Wendy Rush, was also on board as communications director. If she is communications director, why doesn't she communicate? Anyways, after a week of hearing testimony about the Titan disaster, the inquiry is set to resume with more witnesses on Monday. The ongoing revelations continue to underscore the systemic failures at OceanGate, particularly with regard to safety protocols, the company's dismissive attitude toward risks, and the fateful decisions that led to the Titan submersible tragedy. But this story is far from over. The next few days are crucial as more testimonies and evidence come to light. We'll be here digging deeper, connecting the dots, and bringing you the latest developments. If you found this video insightful, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Tomorrow, we'll be back with new updates from the hearing, diving even further into this profound event that has captured the world's attention. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.